today is the day for abs, and we are going to be doing an ab exercise, which I really have avoided doing thus far, mainly because most of us sit all day and we tend to get compressed in the abdomen, and a lot of sort of crunches exercises that are targeting the abdominals tend to be compressive and not so safe for the spine if not done well. But we do need to learn how to do them well, and we do need to strengthen those abdominal muscles. So today we're going to do chest lift, which is like a tiny baby crunch. I'm going to try not to use the word crunch anymore now. That's going to be the last time, because I want you to feel like you can do this with strength and length without compression. So I'm going to get into position and show you a few do's and don'ts. So the first thing is going to be getting your pelvis level, right? I want you to make sure between your navel, your pubic bone, and your two hip bones, it's like you're balancing a cup of coffee there. So that sometimes what happens, we start to lift and the tail tucks and my pubic bone lifts, and I don't want that to happen. So I want you to really keep that cup of coffee level. The other thing is that when you lift up, I don't want you to feel like you're just pulling your neck, right? Just like jamming your neck forward to come up. What I want you to do is really let the head rest in the hands and control it from your ribs, right? So that I'm getting my rib cage to move back. So from there, I also want to make sure that you're not pushing your belly out, but really letting there be a connection of your belly back in space, again without tucking. So that you don't want to grip in your hips or tuck your tailbone. You don't want to pull your head too much. You want to sort of play with that balance there. So you're going to interlace your hands. They're going to be like this behind your head. Find a place where it feels comfortable for you. And then I want to see if you can bring your elbows a little bit into your periphery and wrap the shoulder blades around your rib cage. Sometimes we tend to keep the elbows too wide or too narrow, and either of those are a little too extreme. I want you to find that Goldilocks place right in the middle. You're going to breathe in. And as you exhale, draw the belly in as if you're drawing in a big corset, and just lift the head 1 inch off the mat. Just that 1 inch. And just play with the weight of your head in your hands. And as your head is resting in your hands, that's what you want to find. So the next thing that you do is that you're going to slide your ribs down towards your pelvis and a little together, so that my back ribs, the back of my rib cage, is moving into the mat as my front ribs are moving down towards my pelvis. Again, I didn't tuck. I kept my imaginary coffee cup level. My head supported in my hands, and my shoulders are not resting on the mat. And then release back down. All right, so we're going to do 8 of these. You're going to breathe in, and on your exhale, draw the waist in. Let the head take a ride in the hands as you move the ribs to lift the head and chest up. Then you're going to inhale and come back down. Exhale, coming up again. You can let your eyes gently look down, kind of towards the knees and between the knees, or even to the navel here. I like to look at this like the quadrant, so I can check in and make sure it's level. On your breath in, release back down. Exhale, coming up for 3. Inhale back. Exhale, coming up for 4. Even when I come back down on my inhale, I'm thinking about my ribs trying to stay with the mat so I don't arch my back too much as I come down. Exhale, coming up for 5. Inhale back. Exhale, coming up for 6. Inhale back. Exhale, coming up for 7. Let the head rest in the hands. Sometimes when we get fatigued in the abdominals, we start to lead with our chin. So let it rest in your hands. And coming back. Last one. Exhale, coming up for 8. I want you to hold in this next one. I want you to imagine that someone just got a little string right at your chest, pulling it forward. And you're going to do little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep the pelvis level. 6, 5, 4. Ribs moving you. 2, 1. Release all the way down and relax. Just do a little head twist. So just roll on your head. Take your arms out to the side. Do a little knee sway. and come back up. So chest lift, right, this abdominal exercise, I'm going to call it chest lift. Some people call it head lift or head float, or some people call it upper abdominal curl. So this exercise is really amazing for your rib cage control. And that rib cage control, right, how we're getting the ribs to connect back into the mat to help lift our head up, is actually what you also want to find when you're standing. You want your ribs to hover above your pelvis when you're standing. So this is actually really amazing for your overall alignment, right? And that awareness of your ribs over your pelvis is better alignment and better posture. So my question to you is, this week, what are you going to do to play with this new alignment, this better alignment in your body and in your life? Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, keep moving.